Well, that's because, like,
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and assorted peoples of the internet. Welcome to another review here on Pez of the Mind. This review will be of the hit Netflix series from the good people of Marvel, Jessica Jones. Joining me for this review, down here, are Chriz the Mole.
Yo.
And Anastasia Lazerbeam, pew pew.
hi, coming from you in a place that doesn't exist.
Yeah, she's broadcasting from heaven.
You can't see, but there's, like, naked, guys all around.
She wishes.
That place
Anyway.
exists. It's called Simon's bedroom.
Ha!
Ah, nice.
Without the STDs.
Anyway.
That's not true, other.
Oh, nice.
Swish. But anyway.
Yes, we're here to talk about the Netflix series Jessica Jones, of course, the second of the Marvel Netflix series, following up from Season 1 of Daredevil, which you can see our review of now on the Pez of the Mind. What are you...
I'm gesturing, it helps.
Mole's conducting me, apparently.
No, you said 2, so I did 2, and you said Daredevil Season 1, so I did a 1.
Okay.
And we're all,
I'm
like, the deaf
gesturing
people.
so people know we're actually listening to you for once.
Nah. But yeah, so Jessica Jones, of course, starring Catherine Ritter as Jessica Jones, following the adventures of the young woman Jessica Jones, who is a private eye, and is trying to deal with life in Hell's Kitchen after some horrible shit has happened to her, and more horrible shit continues happening to her.
Yep.
So,
There's a lot of fucking in this.
yeah.
I'm not saying it's a positive thing or like a bad thing or anything. It's just, I'm just letting you know that if you happen to be watching this and there's kids around, probably don't.
They already know that. They already know this because it's a Netflix Marvel one. It's like kids shouldn't be watching Daredevil because the violence in that with all the blood is equally bad for children.
Pretty
Yeah, I'm
much.
just letting you know that, like, if you just wanted to find something cool to watch and you just turned it on, because I actually started watching this when I was making a project for work, so I just, like, played it as I was working, and, my mom was like, oh my gosh, what are you watching, and, like, yeah, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, she was shocked you were watching the softcore stuff instead of the hardcore stuff you usually watch when you're working on things.
Yeah, and that's a bad example because you're the child. And it's the parent that didn't like it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying for anyone who would, because my parents are super duper religious, or like children, either or, they probably wouldn't want you like playing that while doing whatever.
Yeah. In the interest of fairness, they don't actually show anything except Jessica from behind, and she's on
I don't
top
mean
of
they
Lou.
don't show anything, but I mean there's a lot of scenes, like number of scenes in which they
Oh,
are
yeah.
like having sex.
Yeah, but I will also point out that the sex is to further the story. It is actually important.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
There's relevance to it. It's not
It
just
is, yeah.
It's not a HBO show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
it's all completely relevant and it makes sense. I'm just
Yeah.
like letting some people know that there's a lot of it in there.
I know. I was just saying to the people that just so they knew it wasn't a HBO show
Yes,
where
which is
we're
very
just
important.
gonna do gore for the sake of it and nudity for the sake of it. No,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Game of Thrones
or True Blood.
or True Blood.
People still watch True Blood?
No, because it's over.
Okay.
That stops us watching so many shows.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, so I guess we can go a little bit. So
things with you.
yeah. But yes, I probably should state at the beginning here, by the way, there will obviously, if you're watching this review, there's probably going to be some spoilers for the show. So if you haven't watched it already, do yourself a favor and go watch it first, then come back and watch this review.
This was first recommended to me by a coworker who didn't even know anything about comics or anything, and then Mole and I think did you also start taking did you also start talking about it around the same time?
I would say I recommended this to you before your coworker. Because I recommended you this before Daredevil even showed. Because I was like, yeah, and I mentioned they were all teaming up at the end.
Okay, you
And it's like,
possibly
we should all totally see this when they first got announced.
Yeah, he did say
Okay.
that, and that's why. And I recommended it to you after I watched it and said it was good.
Okay, just because I guess
I'm
it's
waiting for the
possible.
defenders.
is it possible that I forgot about it and then it was on and then I still didn't watch it and I forgot that you had mentioned it? She mentioned it again and then that's when I watched it. But
Yeah.
anyway, so it was. It's really good.
Indeed, we follow the adventures of Jessica Jones, who, again, minor spoiler, she has a history with a gentleman known as Kilgrave, who has a mutant ability to make anybody do whatever he tells them to do.
Purple Man.
And yeah, he's known as the Purple Man in the comics, and he's played beautifully and as undisputedly the best character in the show by David Tennant.
Oh yeah, he plays a villain. That's right.
Yep, you may know him as that guy from Room 101. From that one episode. Yeah.
Or that vampire thing. He did like one vampire movie.
You might know him as Barty Crouch Jr. in that one Harry Potter movie.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
And I think he was also on some long-running British TV series, wasn't he?
Ha.
I don't think anybody watches that show though.
I don't think I saw him on the bill.
Okay, fair enough. Moving along.
I'm kidding. That ended a while back. Shout out to the bill.
Stops us watching so many shows.
Yep. Shout out to the bill.
Nice.
I remember you.
At least somebody does.
I think lots of people do because almost every actor at some point in the UK had been on the fucking bill.
Ah, okay.
The bill and Doctor Who. It's the two things everyone's been on.
Also, there's another
You don't,
character.
you don't even need to be able to act to be on both of those, so you just need to show up.
Pretty much. There's another character in here who's, I think, not in it as much, but I forget the actor, but the girl who plays Trish, she's pretty awesome too.
And of course, Luke Cage.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Luke Cage.
Yeah, he's pretty badass.
You may know him as the brother of Johnny.
Oh, I don't think that's canon.
He's the brother of Christian.
You know what, I think,
Yes.
This is Luke Skywalker's TNA name.
Is he the brother of a Nicholas? Maybe adopted brother?
That could actually be possible. Is there any truth to that, Mole?
It is, but it's adopted brother with an A, not an ER.
Ah. Nice.
Adopted brother. But no, Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
Luke Cage.
I was actually happy to see Luke Cage, because to be fair, you don't see him in much, and he wasn't overly racist. Like, he didn't wear his horrible yellow jumpsuit
Yeah,
or his yellow
yeah.
suit. I like doing this.
It was, and it was good to see him, and it makes sense because he is so intricate to Jessica Jones' backstory and her continuity. So it makes sense they'd establish him here before he gets his own Netflix series coming soon.
Yes.
Really?
Which I will say, I did not like, just for the record, I did not like the Purple Man in this.
Really?
Because while he has been used in the comics and stuff, there's normally other stuff going on. This one, he just felt, basically, it's the opposite of what happened. Like, when Superman goes against Lex has kryptonite, Superman's always weak. This is basically the opposite of that. This would be like if Superman showed up with the kryptonite all the time and made Lex weak. It's less interesting and less compelling.
I will say that the cat and mouse thing did annoy me a few times, where they kept getting him, they kept getting away, and then like that. But then
Yeah, he was getting away due to lazy writing.
yeah, it was weird. 'Cause it's like, no, why did you do that thing? You fucking had him,
Yeah.
and because that part was weird. And then even how he escaped the final time was weird, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
the thing I was saying was I didn't like that element of he was way too underpowered to her all the time. For the thing, I think there was once where he was more in power, and even then, it was like, it must be near the end now. This is where it wraps up. He never felt like a threat to her, and that's the problem. He should have felt like a threat to her. I understand this gives him more of a personal reason to go after, and that is great. But he still should have felt like more of a threat. I felt.
yeah. I think the support group thing was interesting. Like
That
I
was
like
really
that.
interesting.
I like that guy who was like, he just stole my jacket once. Like, I like that guy who had the most minimal interaction with him whatsoever, but he feels the need still to go to support group anyway. Like, oh, that's kind of amazing.
Hmm. And I'd also like to give props to Eka Darville, formerly of the Red RPM Power Ranger, for portraying a good facsimile of a drug addict.
Oh god, was that her annoying friend?
Yeah, the guy that lived in the apartment next door that always showed up high until they found out
The guy that
he's being
couldn't
used
act.
by the Purple Man.
The guy that couldn't act.
Oh, he can act sometimes, not all the time.
Wait,
He was one of the worst things about this.
which
I would
person are you talking
explain
about?
it.
The black guy. The black
Oh,
guy that wasn't Luke Cage.
The
Yeah,
Fro.
which that would explain it if he's from Power Rangers, why he feels doing this equals acting the whole time. Like, fuck off. Terrible actor. Fucking
I think
one of the reasons this isn't as good as Daredevil is him.
I feel like he was pretty bad, but he got slightly less bad towards the end.
Yes, slightly less bad.
Like, it was still, like, terrible, but it's like, hey, if you continued on this path, eventually you'd be not shit. So, look, if you're just going to continue being not shit, and then eventually
If he eventually learned to act, he'd be not shit at acting. Yes, that is how that works. But at the moment, he's completely shit at acting.
Yeah.
Although I do find it awesome that Jim's like, because he's from Power Rangers, I'm going to give him a shout out because he's the best actor.
No, I said like he's a Power Rangers. I was giving him a shout out because he played a drug addict who, let's be really honest, I'm pretty sure chaining somebody to a tub and leaving them there is not how you break a drug habit.
No, but chaining someone to something, they have done that for like cold turkey style stuff.
Mm.
Yeah. Although I have the lawyer lady, like that, the fucking crazy lawyer chick.
The high-powered lesbian chick.
Yeah, she was fucking nuts. Like.
Yeah. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Mole. Isn't that character a guy in the comics?
Probably. I say probably because they've gender swapped so many people recently.
Yeah.
In this, or?
I didn't mean in general on various stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, was the original one a guy?
That's what I'm checking.
Probably.
Yeah, it was originally Jaren Hogarth. They changed it to Jerry Hogarth.
Yeah, like on Doctor Strange, they recently just gender swapped someone.
Did they?
Yep.
Okay. Well, yeah. That's a fucking weird last name, Hogarth. That's
Hogarth.
weird.
Yeah, that was.
Hogarth.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I did feel that the majority of the acting on the show was really good. As much as maybe it wasn't a direct threat to her, I kind of like that juxtaposition between the Purple Man and Jessica because the idea was supposed to be that he wasn't directly a threat to her, and he knew that, but she didn't, and that was kind of the point, is that he was trying to manipulate and play mind tricks to make her think that he was still a threat to her and to keep her off her toes, for him to figure out a way long enough to get her back under his control. That was his entire plan.
And most of the time...
Yeah, like I said, I understood it, Jim. I just don't find that compelling.
And most of the time, it wasn't even her being like personally targeted anyway. It's like, if you come near me, I'll just kill all these other people.
Pretty much.
I much prefer stories like that. I used the Superman analogy, but it's like I find it way more interesting when Superman's against Lex in his power suit or something like that, or it's Superman versus, say, fucking Metallo, who's got the kryptonite and stuff like that. Less interesting when it's Superman versus Car Thief.
Huh.
When it's like, this guy has no threat to him. I don't care. If that makes sense, like I wanted to, like, I cared way more about about Daredevil and Kingpin than I did about these two.
Which is fair enough.
He came off a little lame, and when he wasn't being kind of lame, he was kind of creepy.
Yeah, I think he was. No, he wasn't a threat to her physically, but I think he was a threat to her mentally and psychologically. It was supposed to go in that direction.
But I don't think it could illustrate well, like, on screen, you know? Yeah, I can see how this would illustrate well, like, better in the comics, you know?
Right, yeah, exactly.
And the biggest thing that I got off of, the biggest thing I got from this character was...
what you were getting off to, and it involved Luke Cage.
Okay, that's besides the point. No, but the biggest thing that I got from this character was just his different acting via this role versus his other roles, and that's like pretty much the main thing that I got from him, and nothing else really stood out from him other than that, which is kind of sad, given his performance.
Yeah, and I will say, like I said, even for the comics, it's a case of it'll be like one issue or something like that, or a couple of issues, and then you'd be done. But you'd have other stuff going on. This, for a whole series, from the get-go, to have a fretless villain, I'm like, no, he should have had someone else there helping him.
I think that was kind of why at the end he turned Luke Cage on her so there'd be a physical threat for her to fight.
Yeah, but I mean, that, like you said, that's at the end. There should have been someone there from the very beginning. Like him and someone else would have been so much more compelling.
And that dude who I think looked like fuck, what's his name? He looked like Aaron Eckhart, but he wasn't. That guy. You know, like that guy who was blowing Trish.
Oh, the cop guy, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how better to describe him. I'm sorry. Like.
Yeah, that cop character. That dude's actually a known comic book villain that uses those pills and things that he was popping at the end to be.
Yeah, like he was interesting. I feel like they could have done something more with him.
What's that dude's name, Mo?
No idea.
Because
I honestly don't know who the hell you guys are talking about at this point.
Okay, the Trish's boyfriend who turned evil.
Remember the cop? He got mind controlled, and then he tried to choke her, and then they had a conversation through her steel door, and then she fucked him.
Oh, little bit. It wasn't that compelling.
Yeah.
I thought it could have been more interesting if they expanded upon that, because you said like the other guy was kind of like lame.
If they had switched him earlier, he could have been the physical threat, while Pepperman was the mental threat. They could have.
Yeah, I think that would have been better if they were like back to back or something.
They probably could have, but I just found, like I said, I just found a lot of this more boring than I did with Daredevil.
Yeah. Nuke. That's that character's name, Nuke.
That's weird.
Yeah, well.
But
indeed.
Yeah, like I said, for me personally, it was just a case of this series dragged a hell of a lot more. It was just boring. It's also way more double standards.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica Jones hates the Purple Man because he uses his mental powers to manipulate people into doing what he wants against their will, which she totally did to a guy at the bar because he hit on her. And took his money, but that's okay because he's a guy. It's like, fuck off. Double standards? You literally just ruined your whole point. That's like Superman saying, don't steal people, as he's robbing an ATM.
Yeah, I think though.
Well, in all fairness, Superman tells everybody to be good to each other while depriving people of water.
Yeah, which is out of context.
But I think her main thing against Kilgrave specifically is because he mind controlled her and had this pseudo like fake relationship in her head for him and that whole creepy shit.
Yeah, but you also have the element where she's also like, no, you can't use your powers to make people do stuff against their will, and she did that the whole time throughout the series. It kind of undoes her point.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, and I'm like, like I said, it's like if Superman's like, no, people, like I said, don't steal, as he's literally punching an ATM machine and taking the cash. No, don't steal, sticking it down his pants, and it's like, no, we shouldn't steal. I have to take this Porsche. Don't steal.
I think she at least attempts to like not do everything illegal.
She literally did it. She literally did it to take some guy's money and get him to pay for her drinks and stuff at a bar because he had the audacity to say she looked good. She looked good.
Mm.
He didn't hit on her in an aggressive way. He didn't grab her. He didn't do anything wrong, which means a simple no probably would have worked.
Probably, but you also have to remember that this is after what it's later established that Purple Man did to her before the start of the series. She's a little mentally unstable.
Yes, but that's also no excuse because I'm saying that makes her bad for the point, and it makes her bad to follow as a hero because double standards.
Yeah, but except as Jessica said throughout the entire series, she's not a hero. She's never considered herself a hero.
Yeah, which people always say that in the comics and in superhero stuff all the time. Like, hell, the Deadpool movie, how often did that come up?
A few times.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, it's basically, lots of people say I'm not a hero. Like, Batman's even said, I'm not a hero. I'm just someone who's basically doing what's needed. he's still a fucking hero.
I feel like
She's still meant to be a hero.
she's more like, obviously not like super, I don't know, like kind of like the Punisher or something, you know?
Not really.
I thought like kind of like the level of morality, I mean.
But like I said, it just undoes her. Like I said, it just undoes her point. I just don't find her that compelling as a character. Like I said, it's bad double standards too. Because like I said, anything like yes, there was times when Kilgrave did some really fucked up shit. I'm not saying he didn't, but there was a lot of times where some of the stuff he made people do wasn't that terrible and was pretty much exactly like she did, and we were told he was the bad guy for doing it.
Mm.
Yeah.
It felt more like I don't know, like a hidden political shit, and I'm like, oh, fuck off.
Could have been.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just say that from my perspective, knowing absolutely nothing about this character going into this, I really enjoyed the show. I thought the acting was great, you know, barring a few, exceptions. Drug addict guy, mostly. Although, like you said, he did get better once he was no longer a drug addict at the end, and he started being able to act better.
She didn't say better, she said less terrible.
Yeah, I said less terrible. Like I was
It's still
hoping that
shit.
I was hoping that if he increases his acting at a constant rate, like eventually by like the third season, he would be like actually considered like a mediocre actor.
I reckon if he increased at the rate he was, he would need it to be going for at least 20 more years before he even became worthy enough of being an extra that walked past in the background.
Ouch.
I did like the parts of the parents came in. Kilgrave's parents came in. That was interesting.
That was unique. Cut your own heart out.
Yeah, I thought cutting your own heart out was the most stupidest thing I've ever fucking seen. Then Rita's costume was revealed.
I really did like how he told Trish to put a bullet in her head, and she ended up putting it in her mouth, and that like made the
Yeah,
like,
that was
mind stuff
clever.
wear
That
off.
was clever. She technically listened to him.
Yeah. Like that's cool. And no, you almost like go at a point, at least for like one point, felt sympathetic for him when you started to believe his story, and then you realized that he couldn't really like turn it off. You know?
It's just always he always has to watch what he says and everything else.
Yeah. Like, can you imagine all the horrible shit like you tell someone like get bent or something, or like fuck off, or like all the horrible things that could happen to people.
Yeah.
So I at least thought that was cool.
Yep, the whole thing with his parents was weird. He was like, oh, he's a little, what do you call it, sympathetic. No, he's not.
No, not really.
Yeah, they kind of took that away.
Yeah, just no.
He's just some really fucked up kid
Mm-hmm.
who's gonna stay a fucked up kid, because he does act like a child in this, even when he's in a actually being an adult. You can totally see that, like, even from the first part. He's like a 10-year-old child, maybe like between 6 and 10.
Well, that was part of the characterization, because he could make from that age, he could make everybody give him whatever he wanted. He never had the impetus to mature.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That could be, like, attributed for some of his weirdness or whatever, or lameness. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yep, but as a famous man who, may he now rest in peace, who dangled his own son over a balcony was proof of, just because you act like a child does not make you innocent.
Ah.
But boom, Michael Jackson joke, people. Super relevant.
That's very nice.
When he totally Lion King'd.
He did.
Yeah.
Before that was a thing. Not sure if you saw that, Jim.
I did not see that.
It was hilarious. On one of the American sports arenas, they had, like the Kiss cam?
Uh-huh.
They had Lion King cam.
Okay.
And when that showed, you were supposed to take your child and raise him up.
Okay, then.
Yeah. And they did.
We had a really fat child and you just couldn't do it. That'd be so sad.
What do you mean a fat child? Of course it was a fat child. It's America.
No, but I mean, like, what if you had, like, a super fat child and you just couldn't lift him up and the camera kept going back to you because they thought you just didn't do it instead of you couldn't?
No, that probably wouldn't be any more stupid than on Fuller House when they were at the the baseball game, and the Kiss Cam went back to DJ like 3 times in a row.
They do that though. They legitimately go back to the same people if they don't do it.
They do.
But
Jim's
she
just
did it every
upset.
time.
Jim's just upset because he was never on Callie's Kiss Cam.
Nice.
Only what is it? Never mind.
Yes,
You know what this series needed? More Howard the Duck.
definitely. Agreed.
I would have taken that over Power Ranger guy and really flawed way of looking at morals.
Mm.
And I wish they kind of just like stuck with at least one big bad good or bad guy through like out the whole way through, like a second at least a second bad guy throughout the whole way through. That would have been great.
That
Because
would have been
he
helpful.
needed assistance.
He did.
Mm.
And since Punisher was going to be debuting in Daredevil Season 2, what he should have done is had the Russian,
That would have been interesting.
played by Kevin Nash.
Ha!
I remember that.
Nice.
Super topical.
Very.
So yeah.
They should remake it, and the Russian should be played by Rusev.
No, the Russian tends to be tall and muscular.
Rusev's muscular.
He's not tall.
Yeah. He's taller than me, and probably you.
You're really short.
It's like not too short. I mean, I'm short, and he's taller than me.
Yeah, I gotta remember, I'm like 6 inches taller than her.
Yeah, and I'm like the shortest, so like I'm just a few inches away from becoming like a legal like small person. Or LP.
Yeah, you're the dwarf, Pew, but Jim's basically a tall dwarf. Admittedly, taller enough at the dwarfs, but still a dwarf.
Yeah. Let's just go with that.
Never mind. I can't remember which show the bit was. I'm pretty sure it was one of those Family Guy cutaway jokes. It was like, what is it? You know, it's like being a midget surrounded by dwarves. Can you read that? Yes, I can.
I just like the idea of it's like he's a tall dwarf. Yes, he's still taller enough at the dwarfs, but still a dwarf. It's like the other one of most handsome man in the Burns unit.
Well, obviously, the answer is C. Montgomery Burns.
Yeah.
Alright, so final thoughts about
Yeah,
Jessica Jones?
final thoughts. Let's wrap it up.
Not as good as Daredevil. It's still not the worst thing we've reviewed exclusive to Netflix, High Fuller House. But it's definitely not as good as Daredevil Season 1. However, it's still not terrible. I mean, there is some good here. It's just, it is with its flaws, if that makes sense. But I still enjoyed it.
Fair enough. Pew, what'd you think?
I watched this while doing a project, or at least the majority of this while doing a project for work. So I'd recommend, like, if I just like straight up just sat and watched it, I probably would have thought it wouldn't liked it as much as I did, because I probably would have been slower paced and stuff. Because this feels like because the few episodes that I did just straight up watch felt like I could have been doing other things while doing it, because it didn't pick up fast enough. Like, there was a lot of just stuff, and it's like blah blah blah, like boring, lame, I don't care. Like, there's a lot of stuff like that.
May I ask you a question, Pew?
Yeah.
I know you're probably going to say no, but based on the fact that it's going across and around, have you got Donald Trump hair?
No, I do
She
not.
kind of does. She
I
kind of
do
does.
not. But it's actually just my bangs, because if I sleep on it, it'll like, if I sleep on it like this, like, it'll just curl. So this morning
Don't sleep on it like that.
Then don't sleep face down on the pillow,
I
suffocating.
know, but like, I move around when I sleep, so like, I can't really help it. And then eventually when I get like, I don't know, someplace, that's just why my bangs are curled right now, because I slept on them like that. Like,
Okay.
but it's real, I promise. See?
That's cool, Mrs. Trump.
Oh my god, I'd rather kill myself.
Hey, Donald Trump's hair is real.
Yeah, totally. It's as real as bread in a can, right?
It is actually genuinely supposed to be real, though, because he's pulled it and people have yanked looked at it before.
I know, but the word like supposed to be makes me think like hair implants or something, or like.
No, it's supposed to be real, but while it may be real, it doesn't look real.
Yeah.
But it's still, which means that's not a good thing. If your hair looks in a way that makes people question its very
Legitimacy.
color, yeah, legitimacy, then something's gone wrong. Hi, Marcus, just for men called.
But anyway, so this is
His
kind
hair
of
is really black. Like, his hair's so black it should play in the NBA.
his hair is so black. Snape wants it back. But yeah, this
His
is kind
hair's so
of.
black I thought it'd be Captain America.
Ha.
Nice.
So final opinion, Jessica
His
Jones.
hair's so black I half expected to not show up in our videos because it's working on a novel.
Nice.
Okay.
That's good. That's good.
I'm just joking. No, because I don't want to be too offensive.
Okay. Okay, so bottom line, I liked it, but it's slow. It definitely has potential, and I'm looking forward to more of it, and hopefully it picks up.
Why do I have a feeling that was actually on your school report?
Oh, it was not a school report. It was just a thing I was doing for.
No, I said, why do I have a feeling that was on the bottom of your school report when you were in school? Well, I like it, but she is a bit slow. And eventually she might pick up.
Oh, fuck off. Actually,
now it's over to the librarian.
I was gonna say our report cards are really weird. You get S's for super, and that was a legitimate grade, which was weird.
How the fuck is that a grade?
In like elementary school, like they actually give you S's, which was for super, and H's were the best for some reason, which I didn't even know what that stands for. But
Holy fuck, you aced this test.
like they gave me S's and S plus, which is super plus or whatever. Like it was really fucking weird. Gardnertown 90s or it was weird. But I got all S pluses.
I will say, for a new thing, just to try out a new thing, are you ready, Pew? You ready? You ready to see how awesome this is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's over to the librarian for his review on this TV show. Book it, Jim.
Ha!
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
Anyway, I really liked it. I went in knowing absolutely nothing about this character, except that she was owned by Marvel. Other than that, I knew nothing about this character, or for that matter, Luke Cage, except that he was big and strong and had unbreakable skin. So, I knew and he had a yellow shirt that he wasn't wearing in the show. But yeah, I knew very little about these characters going into it, and I really enjoyed the series. It was very psychological and very mental, and I love how they portrayed the Purple Man as a threat. I think the intention was without having to make him a physical threat. The idea was supposed to be that because of his powers, because of what he could do psychologically, he didn't need to be a physical threat. But they were able to bring in Nuke, and they were able to bring in the controlled Luke Cage as threats later on, which I thought was really cool. And they built the whole thing up, and I also liked how they really built it so that Jessica tried absolutely everything to help this guy to do something for him because she realized he was almost a victim of his own circumstance, and it was only as the absolute last resort when she realized it would never end that, spoiler, she had to kill him. So I like that she did try everything to help him first, to do that, not just go straight to I'm going to murder the villain because he's the villain. I thought that was kind of cool that they went through all that. I really like this series. I'm looking forward to a season 2 if they do a season 2. And yeah, it was great.
Your Venom Python's on screen.
I'm trying to whack her in the head to get her off, but.
Your Venom Python. Because it's just a tail. It's a Venom Python.
I was like, come on, off now.
Well, yes. So, thank you two for joining me for this review.
It was a pleasure, Jim. I'm looking forward to joining you again in the future for such things as The Secret Wars, or even coming up before that, Batman v Superman, and then in between we have Civil War. It's going to be good, Jim. It's going to be marvelous.
And don't forget the amazing, fantastic, incredible comic biography of Stan Lee.
Yep. And hell, if Marcus isn't doing it yet, we could always get together to do Jungle Book too.
Hey, I'm up for it. Sounds good.
And also, Pew's here. Unfortunately, but nothing's perfect. She is the chip in our otherwise perfect vase.
Do you know how hard it is to come out from a place that doesn't exist to be here?
Yes, because most Americans haven't heard of my town.
Uh,
Seriously, when I was in America, so many of you people actually corrected me on where I was from.
Ha!
that's because they're idiots. That's really
I
silly.
don't just mean when they say London. I mean, I'll just say it. I'm from a city called Chester in the UK.
Okay.
And I said, hi, I'm from... When they asked where I was from, I said Chester. And they go, oh, you mean Manchester? I'm like, no, I fucking don't mean Manchester. I mean Chester. It's a completely different city. You mean Manchester?
No, I don't
fucking
fucking
don't.
See, now you know. Like, this is how I feel when people say, "Oh, you're in Massachusetts. You're from Boston. You're from New York. You're from New
Yes,
York City."
but Pew, that's completely different. Because that would be like if I said to you, I don't know, oh, like, let's say you're in New York, and I was like, oh, you're from Texas?
Mhm.
It means fuck all. This isn't even. It's not even in my county, which is the same as your state. It's not even. It's not even remotely the same or similar. Besides the fact it has Chester in it.
It's funny.
Weird.
I'm actually right near Chester, New York.
Chester? I hardly know her.
Ah!
You can have that one, Jim. Now wrap it up. Book it.
All right.
Oh god.
This has been a review of Jessica Jones, currently available on Netflix. If you want to go check it out, great series. Give it a shot. And we'll be back sometime in the future to review the next series, Luke Cage, when that comes out in a few months' time.
And
Yay.
it is me, Jim, and Pew. Or as we're going to be known collectively, as we may do more of these, the three pairs of the mind men with facial hair.
I have facial hair or a guy. It doesn't matter. What? This doesn't make any sense. Could it just be like the triad or something, or I don't know.
The triad of mustaches.
I don't have a fucking mustache.
The mushad.
And you can't have like a two-sided triangle either.
Yes, you can.
That's a V.
That's also something means something else. But yes, take it out.
Good night, everybody.
So.